This Attorney General Merrick Garland now appointing special counsel to investigate the batches of classified documents found in President Biden's possession. Constitutional law expert Jonathan Turley now says we shouldn't be buying Biden surprise over his misplaced documents, and that they may have been moved at least twice. Jonathan Turley joins us now. Jonathan, good morning to you. A lot unfolded yesterday. We learned that there were 3 batches of documents. That last one was discovered yesterday. It was a single page. Out of everything that we learned, what are you honing in on this morning?
Well, the White House itself seems to have latched on to a defense that this was an inadvertent misplacing of classified documents. That's rather hard to square with the facts that we now have. What we can pretty much assume is that these documents were moved at least more than twice. The president left office after being vice president in 2017. We know that the documents that went to the Penn-Biden office couldn't have gone there before 2018, so they had to go to some other location. What we also know is that the documents that were removed when he left office were divided and distributed. Some went to one office, some to another. In the case of the third discovery, that was separated out. The question is, why were they divided and distributed? If this was an inadvertent misplacement, it meant that they didn't just do this inadvertently, they had to do it repeatedly inadvertently. The other explanation is that these documents were, in fact, used for some purpose, like the book that the then former vice president was working on. All those questions have to be answered, and just simply waving them away as inadvertence is not going to do it.
You seem to be latching on to the chain of custody issue. I would argue that makes the Biden document situation way worse than the Trump document situation, simply because Trump had Secret Service and the chain of custody was pretty clear. To your point, Jonathan, the chain of custody involving Joe Biden's documents was over years and in multiple locations. How do his attorneys defend that?
Well, it's going to be impossible to defend storing classified documents with your Corvette. That's something that doesn't really meet any standards for classified information protocols. Even though that's a really hot car, and quite frankly, I would protect it even more than the president did. But it's not going to pass muster. This is gross mishandling of classified information. And in order to order a special counsel into the field, Vice President Garland had to find that this warranted a criminal investigation. And this was after an initial investigation by the U.S. Attorney in Chicago. So obviously it's serious. We don't have to say that the cases are identical to say that they're both serious. You know, there are differences. President Trump's and his staff were accused of false statements and obstruction. So that makes it different in terms of those other crimes. But the underlying crime remains the same. And the effort to spin out of this is really not really convincing many people.
That's exactly right. And the president talking about the garage yesterday could be the soundbite of the week.
Charlie, I don't know about you. I'm not familiar with the Corvette defense from law school, but maybe I didn't go to a good school. Thank you so much, Jonathan. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.